Hi, guys. So today I'm going to be talking to you about celebration and how we can really start celebrating from a point of feeling pretty miserable. So, why this works is it breaks up the heaviness. So, you're feeling really heavy. Well, let's think about oil for a second. Um, Oil is, wait, no, water. Water is really heavy, right? Oil is really light. Oil comes up to the top. So oil's on the top and the water's on the bottom. And how do you mix those together? Shake it, right? You shake it. Or maybe I take like if I'm making mayonnaise, what you have to do is you take a hand blender and you put it in and you whisk it up until it's totally, emulsified. So, one of the best ways to do that with our emotions and our heaviness is to bring in some celebration, to bring it all, like to bring in some good feelings of some kind. And when you're really heavy and when you're really miserable, this can be really hard. So, how can we do that? Well, one way is to have a different kind of mindset, is to shift our mindset. So we're feeling really heavy, we're feeling really miserable, we're feeling really depressed or sad or anxious or fearful or whatever it is. Maybe you are really sick, you have terminal cancer or something, and you're just like freaking out about life. Well, how can we bring this celebration into this feeling? Well, if we can shift our mindset around what this means, then that can really make a big difference. So instead of thinking, oh my God, it's the end of the world, or I'm so miserable, or I hate myself, or whatever, what if, and I like to quote the movie 10 Things I Hate About You when he goes in and he says, no, no, no. Well, the guy says, we're screwed. And the guy's like, no, 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 no. I don't like that tone of voice. I don't like that. No, we don't need that. And the other guy's like, okay, we're screwed. Right. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but I love it. And it's awesome. And that's my favorite scene. So that's what we can do. So what if it wasn't the end of the world? And I was just like, oh, we have terminal cancer. Okay, I've got terminal cancer. I've got terminal cancer. I've got terminal cancer. And what if you celebrated that from a standpoint of you just got a new job promotion? Well, that's a little ridiculous, right? But trust me, it works. So how can we do that? There's lots of different ways. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes we're really miserable. And I talk about that later on. But this is really easy. This is one of the easiest ways to help break this energy up because right now, like you can't combat heaviness with heaviness. Like it's just not possible. There are people who've been trying to heal for 30 years and they're still miserable. They're still miserable. While they have gone through 30 years of therapy, they shouldn't be miserable anymore, right? Well, it's because you're sitting in that friggin' office and the girl is over there or the guy is telling you to think about your emotions and go through all of your trauma. Do you ever fucking dance in a counselor's office? No, you don't. And that's the problem. You got to break up the monotony. You got to break up the heaviness. It's the only, like, it's like, how can you meet fire with fire? It's just not going to work. So the best way to really let all of this go and to get into a place of joy is to just start celebrating. And you can do that with your heavy emotions. Oh my God, I'm miserable. I want to kill myself. Well, what's the silliest way that you could kill yourself? What's the silliest way that you could kill yourself? I don't know. When I was a kid, I used to hang myself upside down so that all the blood would rush to the bottom of my head because I had read that in Renaissance they would hang you by your toes and they would kill the people by having all of the blood pool at the bottom of your skull and that would kill them. So I would do that for hours thinking I'm killing myself. is 13-year-old thinking. It's pretty silly. It's pretty silly. We gotta admit, that's hilarious. And we gotta laugh at that. What can we laugh about? What's funny? It's really hard when you're really heavy to think about all of this stuff. So maybe you're just gonna jump up and go like this. I don't know. What can you celebrate? What is around you that you can? Or maybe even just saying, I'm really suicidal right now. I'm really suicidal right now. How can I celebrate this suicidal tendency that I have right now? Or, I mean, that's pretty heavy stuff. So that, like, if we can celebrate terminal cancer and suicidal thoughts, you can pretty much celebrate anything you fucking want. So, like, anything could be celebrated, anything, any parts of our body, any emotion, anything. And when you bring that celebration in, it just breaks it up, you know? It breaks it up. What really happens is we're bringing this beautiful happiness, and the happiness is much brighter than the heaviness. So the heaviness starts dissipating. It starts going away because it can't match that energy. So if I'm miserable and I'm like, wow, I'm really miserable right now. Okay, I'm really miserable right now. Yeah, I'm really miserable right now. I'm going to drink this big cup of miserable coffee and make myself even more miserable. And what else can I do to make myself miserable? I don't know. Just sit here and wallow. I'm just going to sit here and wallow. I'm going to celebrate all of my wallowing feelings. I'm going to kick my feet back. And I'm just going to sit here and wallow because my life is miserable. And then what about your life is miserable? Oh, right. This one thing happens and yeah. And we just start celebrating. We just start, I don't know. Well, maybe we can get out the fucking champagne. Yeah. Because my life is miserable. It's really goofy. It's really silly. I know. There's millions of different ways you can celebrate. I'm just, whatever it is. Maybe you start dancing. Maybe you go for a walk. Maybe you do something, anything that has a higher vibration and bring it into the lower vibration and it breaks up that lower vibration, whatever it is. And if you can't do that, then I talk about that in my next video about allowing. So make sure that you look at the next unit because there are a lot of times when, we are really suicidal and we're staring at that knife for hours. I've been there. Like that is a literal memory that I have that I talk about. So what do we do in those circumstances when celebration isn't even the first thing on our minds? Like there's just no way that we can celebrate, that the only way is being miserable. So what do we do then? Make sure you look at my next video.